Hey, I'm Kentucky, this is Derby, and this is the Rough Life Show.
What the dog doing?
Started out, I guess 8 years ago. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. I had just been divorced for probably about 2 years. I went back to working at bars and restaurants with my buddies, living the single life. I was burning the candles at both ends, and I knew this. At some nights, I would have to do drugs and drink alcohol just to get through the night. I had an incident where just a long weekend with drugs and alcohol, depression hits during that week. I woke up one day on the couch and my gun was on my coffee table. I don't vaguely remember how it got there. But then that's when I knew, I was like, something's gotta change. During that time, I got Derby. He changed my look on life where like before it was just me. You live, you die, it is what it is. And it just changed my whole focus in life. Like, you know what? I wanna live. I want to experience new things with my best friend and have him experience new things that he had never experienced before growing up. When he started getting more confident, I started becoming more confident in myself and was able to like have our little persona that we have, Kentucky and Derby. Yeah, I kind of reached out to my friends on Facebook and I never even put it together either first. And I was like, hey, this is my new friend. What should I name him? And a couple people said this and this, and then one person said, man, you should call him Derby and be Kentucky Derby. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, done. I get to San Diego. First week, Derby and I are hanging out at Dog Beach, and I looked at him and I was like, hey man, we need to find a groomer. His groomer today, Alexis, she was walking around handing out her business card. She said, I actually can dye that. And I was like, that's a thing? And I asked her the same questions, like, what kind of dye? Is it safe for animals? She said, yeah, it's a vegan hair dye. It doesn't irritate their skin, doesn't bother their eyes. The only color she had at the time was blue. So she did it, she brought him back and I was like, oh my God, this is it. Even the sunglasses thing was kind of an accident. I never said, all right, I'm gonna put my dogs on sunglasses. I just kind of put it on him and he just left them on. He has almost 60, 50 pairs. Now we have a sunglass problem. I want to try to put him on any mode of transportation as possible with me. Here we started stand-up paddleboarding together, which started us into surfing. Let's get you a little sidecar for our bicycle. And I was like, well, if you like bicycles, let's try a motorcycle. So now we have a sidecar motorcycle. I've told people, I like, anybody can find me an elephant, we want to ride an elephant. A certified therapy dog team to start visiting hospitals and schools. And I remember this little girl came out, kind of sat down off to the corner, and I was just kind of, we don't talk to them, we don't ask them questions. And I kind of gave her a little nod like, you want to pet Derby? And she's like, and Derby went over there and she just gave Derby this biggest hug. I just stood there holding the leash, and that's all I had to do because Derby was doing the work. He was working and he was just crushing it, killing it, giving this little girl like making her feel a little better of a situation she's dealing with right now. And I just like, man, this is what we want to do. We are working on a children's book. My end goal with all this is, just to be able to travel around on a little circuit from schools to hospitals, reading our book to children. Because it's so cool that most people who write children's books, they'll write about something that's not real. I actually have the characters of the book right here with me. So I think it would just be so fun to show up to a classroom like, hey, we're gonna have the author of Derby, California and Derby here, and they're gonna read you your book. So it's so cool to have, the kids can listen to the story and see the character. When you connect as well as me and Derby, like you don't have to speak. We don't have a language that we talked about to each other. He doesn't talk to me. He knows when I'm having a good time or if I'm just a chill day, or he actually knew when I was not feeling good and feeling depressed in Atlanta. He understood that. And it's just so rewarding that a dog doesn't judge. And that's what I feel like the therapy is about. Like, even like you have a psychiatrist, it's still a person. They're still gonna judge, but they're there to help you. It's all about don't have to talk, but just touching something that feels so fluffy can make you feel so much better.